Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the name of a lifelong friend, someone you've known for decades, is suddenly trapped on the tip of your tongue, refusing to surface. Picture yourself scouring every room in your house for your glasses, feeling that rising tide of panic and frustration, only to discover they were perched on your forehead the entire time. Think about that unsettling moment when you're driving at night and the once crisp glow of streetlights begins to bleed into a hazy, foggy mess that obscures the road ahead. Most people dismiss these moments as the inevitable tax we pay for growing older, a simple senior moment, or the natural wear and tear of time. But what if I told you that these two seemingly unrelated issues, fading memory and blurring vision, are actually twin screams for help coming from deep within your body? The terrifying truth is that they often share the exact same root cause, a hidden biological breakdown that is silently gaining ground while you look the other way. Welcome to Senior Wellness Hive, where today we are uncovering the invisible bridge between your brain and your eyes, and how you can fortify both while you sleep. In our society, we've fallen into a dangerous trap of normalization. We've been conditioned to believe that as the candles on our birthday cake increase, our world must naturally become dimmer and our thoughts more clouded. We accept slower walking, squinting at menus, and forgetting appointments as the standard aging package. However, the data tells a far more urgent story. According to reports from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, 7 out of 10 Americans over the age of 60 are experiencing some measurable decline in both vision and cognitive function. This isn't just a byproduct of birthdays. It is a silent alarm, a systemic warning light flashing on your body's dashboard. Most of us choose to ignore it until the engine stalls, but the connection between your eyes and your brain is much tighter than you've been led to believe. They aren't just neighbors. They are roommates sharing the same power grid, the same plumbing, and the same structural integrity. When your blood vessels begin to stiffen, or when the microscopic trash of cellular waste starts to pile up due to oxidative stress, it doesn't just hit one organ. It creates a domino effect. The same inflammation that clouds the lens of your eye is often the very same inflammation that tangles the neural pathways in your brain. If one begins to slip, the other is rarely far behind. You might notice the names slipping away first, only to realize months later that you're struggling to see in low light. Or perhaps your night vision fades, and soon after, you find it harder to focus on complex tasks. The internal narrative is identical. Your cells are exhausted, underfueled, and struggling to keep up with the demands of daily life. This decline doesn't happen overnight like a sudden storm. It's more like a slow, steady leak in a dam that eventually leads to a collapse. Years of nutritional gaps, poor sleep hygiene, and environmental stressors create a mountain of cellular fatigue. The good news, the part that might actually shock you, is that this decline is not an absolute certainty. You are not a passenger on a one-way train to cognitive and visual darkness. Science is now proving that we can not only slow this process down, but, in many cases, actually hit the refresh button on our cellular health. You don't always need high-priced pharmaceuticals or invasive procedures to see a difference. Your body possesses a magnificent, built-in maintenance crew that works exclusively during the night. While you are drifting through dreamland, your brain is busy performing a deep clean, flushing out metabolic waste and rewiring connections. Simultaneously, the delicate tissues in your eyes are working to repair the damage caused by UV rays and digital blue light from the day before. But here is the catch. This biological repair shop cannot operate without the right raw materials. If you feed your body empty calories or processed snacks that trigger more inflammation, your nighttime repair crew shows up to work with no tools and no supplies. Imagine instead if you could supercharge that nighttime recovery. What if you could provide your body with specific, potent superfuels that act like a specialized maintenance team for your neurons and your retina? Nature has provided us with an incredible pharmacy hidden in the produce aisle. Vegetables that don't just fill your stomach, but actually cross the blood-brain barrier to reduce swelling, improve oxygen flow, and shield your delicate visual structures. Today, we are focusing on 4 specific powerhouse vegetables that serve as the ultimate night shift for your health. If you are new here, Senior Wellness Hive is dedicated to providing seniors with the real-world, science-backed strategies needed to stay sharp and see clearly well into their golden years. We aren't here to scare you. We're here to empower you with the knowledge that your best years aren't behind you. They are simply waiting for better fuel. Let's start with broccoli, which you should stop viewing as just a side dish and start treating as a high-tech repair kit for anyone over 60. The secret weapon inside broccoli is a compound called sulforaphane. Think of sulforaphane as a master key that unlocks a protein in your body called NRF2. When this protein is activated, it switches on over 200 protective genes that defend your brain and eyes against oxidative stress and premature cell death. This is vital because your hippocampus, the brain's memory center, and your retina are incredibly sensitive to damage. As we age, our natural antioxidant defenses weaken, but sulforaphane steps in to restart the engine. A 2020 study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience demonstrated that when aging subjects were given sulforaphane, their memory and learning capacity improved significantly. But it gets better. Broccoli is also loaded with lutein. While many know lutein helps the eyes, researchers at the University of Illinois found that seniors with higher lutein levels performed significantly better on memory-based tests. MRI scans even showed that their brain regions responsible for attention were more robustly connected. I once worked with a gentleman named Harold, 74, who started eating lightly steamed broccoli 5 nights a week. Within 3 months, he told me he could read his morning paper without that nagging eye strain, and, more importantly, he stopped forgetting his neighbors' names during their morning walks. To get the most out of it, steam your broccoli for only 5 to 7 minutes, just until it's tender but still vibrant, and sprinkle a little mustard seed powder on top to maximize that sulforaphane activation. Next, we have the humble carrot. We've all heard the old cliche that carrots help you see in the dark, but the science behind it for seniors is actually fascinating. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A. This vitamin is the primary building block for rhodopsin, a protein in your eyes that allows you to see in low-light conditions. Without it, night blindness becomes a reality. However, the benefits for the aging brain are just as profound. Vitamin A is essential for maintaining neuroplasticity, which is your brain's ability to form new connections and store new memories. A 2019 study in the journal Nutrients found that seniors with higher blood levels of beta-carotene had much faster processing speeds and sharper cognitive skills. Carrots also contain luteolin, a flavonoid that specifically targets and reduces inflammation in the brain's memory hub. Research has shown that diets rich in luteolin can reduce brain inflammation by nearly 25% by including carrots in your evening meal. Perhaps roasted with a touch of olive oil to help with absorption, you aren't just clearing the fog from your eyes, you're clearing the fog from your thoughts. As we move deeper into the body's systems, we have to talk about blood flow. If your brain and eyes don't get enough oxygen, they simply cannot function. This is where beets become your greatest ally. High-performance athletes drink beet juice for stamina, but for a senior, that stamina translates to better brain oxygenation. Beets are packed with dietary nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide in your blood. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator, meaning it relaxes and opens up your blood vessels, allowing a rush of nutrient-rich, oxygenated blood to reach the tiny capillaries in your eyes and the deep tissues of your brain. By the time we hit 60, blood flow to the brain can drop by as much as 15%. This drop-off is a major contributor to that afternoon slump and the inability to remember details. A 2017 study in the Journals of Gerontology showed that seniors who consumed beet juice had brain activity that looked remarkably like that of much younger adults, specifically in the frontal cortex, which handles decision-making. One of our community members, Margaret, 76, struggled with losing her train of thought mid-sentence. After adding roasted beets to her dinner rotation, she found that her mental clarity returned, and she could finally finish the novel she had been struggling to focus on. For the best results, roast or steam your beets rather than boiling them to keep those nitrates intact. Finally, we have asparagus. This elegant green vegetable is a powerhouse of folate, also known as vitamin B9. Folate is the primary architect for neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. Without enough of it, your brain cells are essentially trying to talk to each other over a broken telephone line. A massive study in the British Medical Journal followed thousands of seniors over 5 years and found that those with high folate intake had significantly lower rates of cognitive decline. Asparagus is also one of the best sources of glutathione, often called the master antioxidant. Glutathione acts like a specialized cleaning crew for your retina and brain cells, neutralizing toxins while you sleep. Furthermore, The vitamin E and vitamin K in asparagus help protect the myelin sheath, which is the protective coating around your nerves. When this coating thins out due to aging, your mental and visual processing slows down. Asparagus helps reinforce that insulation, ensuring your internal signals travel at lightning speed. Integrating these four powerhouses, broccoli, carrots, beets, and asparagus, into your life doesn't require a radical overhaul of your kitchen. The secret is consistency and timing. You don't need to eat all four every single night. Instead, try pairing them up: broccoli and carrots on Monday, beets and asparagus on Wednesday. The key is to consume them 2 to 3 hours before bed. This gives your body enough time to begin the digestion process so that by the time you hit deep sleep, the nutrients are circulating and ready for the night shift repair crew to take over. Keep your preparation simple. Light steaming or roasting with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado oil is best. If you have trouble chewing, don't hesitate to blend these into a warm, nourishing savory soup. Make this a part of your nightly ritual, just like brushing your teeth or locking the front door. I want to leave you with a message of hope. You have been told for too long that fading away is just part of the process. But your brain and your eyes are living, breathing, adaptive organs. They are constantly trying to heal themselves. They just need you to provide the tools. Whether you are 60, 70, or even 85, your body still wants to fight for you. By choosing the right night shift foods, you are giving your cells the reinforcements they need to keep your world bright and your memories sharp. Thank you for being a part of the Senior Wellness Hive community and for taking these proactive steps toward your health. If you found this information helpful, please hit that like button and share this with a friend who might be struggling with these same issues. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update on how to live your healthiest, sharpest life. Sleep well tonight, and let your dinner do the heavy lifting for your health.